G'day all, it's Colin from PC TLC and thanks for joining me. We're going to be installing some things that I need to run my daily driver, which at the moment will be Zorin 15. I don't know how long this will last for, but I'm going to set it up. Now, we're in the software center and I was doing a search for Telegram and you'll find Telegram desktop comes in at the top, and you'll find that will be a snap. Now the snaps seem to come always at the top before the Ubuntu repo applications these days. I'm not sure if that's what they're pushing, is the snaps to be installed before the apps in the repos. I'm not sure. So we're on 1.7 there. And if we look down further, you'll find the Telegram desktop down here. And this one is from the Ubuntu Bionic Universe, but it's only on 1.2. So the snap is way ahead of that. There is no Flatpaks here at the moment. So what we need to do is add Flatpak support. So we're here at Ubuntu Quick Setup. So I'll leave these in the show notes wherever I go on the internet and copy that into a terminal and paste, put in our password. This is 1810 or Ubuntu 1904. So we're on Ubuntu 1804, so we need to do, let's copy that. Let's press enter on that one first. Sudo apt update. Sudo apt install Flatpak. And then we install the plugin so we can see them in the software center. And then add the FlatHub repo or the repository. Put in our password. And that's done, and restart to complete the setup. So that's what I'm going to do, a restart, and then I'll be back. And we're back into the system, and we shall look at the software center and see what results we get from that. And as you can see, its software catalog has been updated, so it should be adding the Flatpak in there. So we'll do another search for Telegram and see if we get more results for that. And as you can see, we've got one extra there. 1.7, which is from the FlatHub. As you can see there, that's from FlatHub. 1.714. The bottom one was from the Ubuntu repos, 1.2, and the top one is from the Snap Store. I cannot remember which one's better than the other. This one's 1.713. FlatHub is 1.714, so that's further ahead. I needed to clear that, didn't I? So zoom doesn't always come right up the top. It sometimes comes further down. There it is there. And that's a Flatpak, I think. Yeah, that's from FlatHub. So I normally don't have any problems with zoom from FlatHub. I can install with the .deb file. I can install that. I can download that and install it. So what I'm going to do is use the Flatpak, and that's the Zoom Flatpak installed. So what we do now is we have to clear this thing here like that and then do another search. So we'll do Telegram, and I think I'll go for the latest one, the most updated one, which I think was probably this one here. 1.714. It'd be nice if it could tell us that it is a Flatpak or a snap before we go in it. You can see the FlatHub tells you anyway, so that we got that there. So let's install the Telegram as well. So the Telegram app is now installed, and while I'm here I'll install Cherry Tree, which should be an easy install. And Cherry Tree is always a reasonably install on an Ubuntu based. Now what I want to do is download the latest Google Chrome. Yes, I still use Google Chrome. So download Chrome, 64-bit for Debian and Ubuntu, accept and install. And we can open with, I think I'll actually save the file and see what happens there. So that should be in my downloads. Let's try a .deb. Yep, run Google Chrome. So these days I've noticed the .deb file doesn't seem to open with GDebi anymore. It uses the software center by the looks of it. That seems to be the new trend. So that's Google Chrome installed. Now in my data partition, I have Kdenlive, so they'll be in downloads and apps. I've got Etcher as well. Now I need to go out and find what the newest Etcher is. Version 5.52, I don't know which one I've got. 5.5. So there's a new one out, so I might download that, otherwise it'll bug me for downloading. Save the file. Geez, that's a slow download. Do a couple other things while that's downloading. I need to check whether I've got GIMP installed. Let's have a look. Yes, we do have GIMP, so that's fine. So what we're going to do is set up Kdenlive. So I've mounted my data partition, and normally when you auto mount a partition, you need to do an lsblk, and you need to find the UUID. It's actually blkid. It's probably sudo blkid. And then you get the UUI of your partition, which should be partition 3 UUI, and you got to copy that to fstab and so forth. But now with this being in here now, we can choose our data partition, choose the gear icon, and edit mount options. And then what we can do there, uncheck this one here, and then that'll make a mount point automatically for us for that disk. So I normally just leave everything as default, and it'll make an automatic mount point for the data partition. So then I don't have to go messing around with things. So that should be automatically mounting. So in downloads and apps, I'll have a Kdenlive here. 1904 is the newest one, and that works really well. So then what I can do is go to menu, editor. We go to sound and video, add a new item. We'll call it Kdenlive. Now that can be with a capital there, because it's not a command or anything, so it doesn't matter. I've got, for that, I have a icon for that one in here, Kdenlive, Let's choose that. And the command where in my data partition again, downloads apps, Kdenlive 1904, and this one here. Okay. Comment, we can say powerful video editor if we want to give it some sort of comment there, and then we can click OK. Now we've got Kdenlive there. So if we close that, if we go to the menu and search Kdenlive, and there it is there, it should open up, not a problem, hopefully, and there we go. And that is an app image. So that's how you do an app image. So that's an app image installed. So if we go to here, normally you've got to make sure you right click and go to properties and make sure that permissions allow executing file as program is checked. And that's all you need to do with an app image. Just make sure that that's done. And then you can add it in the menu like that. And then it becomes part of everything else, even though it's an app image. It's just running from that image. That's all it's doing. So whether I can add this, see the problem with app images, you cannot add them to your menu. That's one of the problems with app image. We could check the software store to see whether Kdenlive is up to date, but I doubt it very much. And they might have a Flatpak or something. (1712) 1904.3, and where's that from? FlatHub. So that's almost a good incentive to probably use the FlatHub Kdenlive. I'll use the app image for now because it normally doesn't let me down. But if I wanted to be consistent, actually what I'll do is, I've shown you how to do an app image. So what we'll do, I'll show you how to get rid of that. So if I want to use the FlatHub, you can leave it in the menu. It's not a problem. You probably have to name it app image after the Kdenlive to identify the two different ones. But what we'll do here is Kdenlive, let's delete that from the menu. It's gone. So let's close that and let's have a look in the menu. As you can see, Kdenlive is not there. And with an app image, using an app image, even when it's in the menu, is the same as going to the app image itself. And double clicking that app image and it runs. It's the same thing. We're just adding it to the menu. Just to go back through that menu, I think I did do a search for menu rather than Kdenlive. So there we go, Kdenlive. There's nothing in the menu for sure. So what we're going to do is I'm going to definitely install the Kdenlive Flatpak. Let's just check that out again. We had this top one here, which was from the Snap store, which was 1612. The second one was from the Ubuntu repositories on 1712. And the last one, which you can see here, tells you it's from Flatpak or from FlatHub, is the 19.04.3, which is the same version that I have in my data partition. So that one is the latest one. Which works. There was a 19, I think, .04.2, which wasn't working very well. This one is definitely working a lot better because the audio and the video sync were a little bit out on the previous release, and they done a quick update with the .3, so that it's working much better. So let's install that Flatpak. So while the Flatpak's installing, we'll have a quick look at images for Etcher. There's a new Etcher image out and I think it's this one here, Bellina Etcher. That's the one. So I'm going to save image as, and I'm going to save it in my data, downloads, apps and Etcher. And save it there. That's got Etcher. So we'll call that number 1. So it's not the same name. So that takes care of that. Now Kdenlive is installed. Now I'm just interested to know whether the Flatpak for Kdenlive can be added as a favorite in the menu, which it can be. Now that's one advantage of the Flatpak as opposed to the app image, because the app image, like I showed you, you cannot add as a favorite. So that's handy. So I haven't been able to add that as a favorite for a while in the menu or on the panel. So that's very handy. So I downloaded the latest Etcher, which is 5.5.2. So I'm going to cut that into my data partition here, downloads and apps, and Etcher. Paste it in there. I've got all the previous etchers as well, but it's 5.52 that we're after, or 1.5.52, sorry. So that's another app image. So I'm not fussed whether that sits on the panel or not, so I'm going to use that as an app image. So what we need to do is go to my data, downloads again, apps and Etcher. We need to extract this Etcher here. So extract it here, and there should be an Etcher in there. So we'll bring that out of there and put it in here. Well, actually, it's probably better we leave it in there so we know which one it is. So let's go to Properties, Permissions. It's Allow Executing, so that's fine. So what we'll do is we'll go to the menu, go to System Tools, and create a new item, call it Etcher, and go for the icon that we downloaded in Etcher there, which is this one here, and also the command is in the same place. That one there, USB image writer, and OK. So now we should have Etcher and Etcher's up and running. And as you can see, you don't have a selection for keeping it as a favorite on the panel. I'm not too fussed about that one. Now I've got 2 entries in there. Alright, so I don't know why there's 2 entries in there. That's a bit weird. Something did go wrong with the menu earlier, so let's just try the main menu again and see what's happened there. See if there's 2 entries in there. One of them's there's one there. Cannot see another one anywhere. Oh, there's another one up there. So let's hide that one. In accessories. Well, I didn't put one in accessories, but it must have just automatically put it there. So let's just check the menu again. There's only one showing up on the activities menu, but there was 2 showing up in the main menu. What am I doing? Etcher. There we go. There's only 1, so that's all right. Actually, I just might make sure that that is the one that's launching. Yep, so that's okay, and we can have a look at the version down here. It says 1.5.52, so that is Etcher up and running. I've probably got quite a few more things I want to install, Handbrake and things like that, just in case I need it. But that is the main things that I'm probably going to need. So what we're going to do next is we're going to add links to the home folders, and we're also going to add links to my Firefox and Google Chrome, all from this data drive here. So what I'm going to do is first of all start off with Google Chrome. Now if we look at Google Chrome and we take a look at Google Chrome currently, it is nice and plain. There's no bookmarks showing. So Google Chrome is looking refreshed and brand new. So what we're going to do now is create a link to Google Chrome. We're going to cut that into home and Control H to show hidden files. .config is where Google Chrome is kept. And this one here we're going to move to the rubbish bin, and we're going to paste the one from the link that's linked to the data drive. I'm going to rename that to the same name that we just sent to the rubbish bin, which is just Google Chrome. And now you'll see that that's all my saved documents from my Google Chrome. Over a long period of time I've been using it, so I've got my bookmarks, I'm already logged in to YouTube, everything's up and running there, all very good. So we do the same thing with Firefox.Mozilla. So .Mozilla, and I've got notes here just in case, .Mozilla goes into home:.Mozilla. So let's open another window. It's probably better we do this with two windows open. I don't know why I'm not doing that. So we go to home. We've got .Mozilla here. So we need to send that to the rubbish bin. First of all, we'll have a look at Firefox. Firefox. So as you can see, it's all brand new. I've only put one bookmark, Google Chrome. I just had to get that image for Etcher, but that's about it. So you can see there's no other bookmarks there. So we'll close that. We will send that to the rubbish bin. Then we'll create a link from my data drive and create a link. And we'll cut that over to here and paste, rename. To Mozilla. Now that's what that's doing, is that's pointing to this folder in here, .Mozilla. So any changes I make after running this distro and I decide to hop to another distro, I do the same thing again. I just link everything back and everything's back up and running very much straight away. So that's pretty handy. The only thing I don't do is the Zoom one. I should do that because I've got to mess around with my Zoom settings every time I log in. So that's Mozilla done. So let's have a look at Firefox now. And you'll see I've got all my bookmarks along there. So I don't have to worry about which bookmarks I have to put in and not put in. So that's pretty handy. I don't know why it's taken so long to start up. But Australian internet, it's typical. So Control H. So what I'm going to do is documents, hold down the Control key, downloads, music, pictures and videos, right click and move them to the rubbish bin, and then I'm going to create links to these ones, documents, downloads, music, pictures and videos. So because they're all links, they're all in a row, so we can cut those and paste them into the home directory, and we rename all these, and you'll see that when you rename it, it'll take on the little icon in the folder, the little depiction for that particular folder type. And there you can see, although you can't see it too well because I don't like that. I don't know why they make links so big, because it hides the folder picture. I think somebody told me there's a way of doing this quicker, and it was a comment somebody made and I cannot remember it now. So as you can see, this is a fresh install, so Well, actually, what I've done is anything I've downloaded will not be in my downloads folder anymore. I don't think it was much anyway. So I should be right. So now it'll be pointing to the downloads in here, which will be apps and so forth. So now that's like an integrated part of my system now, except it's just got the links on there. There are some icons you can get with better smaller links with little smaller arrows and that's a little bit more subtle, so you can see the picture on the folder. I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. And yes, I did, if we go to appearance, there's no tweak tool in here, it's the Zorin appearance. And I did update the theme to the Quokka Win. I only downloaded that one, not the rest of them, just in case you were wondering. And also what I will do is when I start up VirtualBox, because I will put VirtualBox on here, I won't make a link to VirtualBox, because what I do within VirtualBox, I just make the default folder this one that's on the data drive. That's a nice easy way of doing that, so I don't have to worry about doing a link. It's just that it sits there and I've got all my VMs in here. Well, I should have a load of VMs in here. No, sorry, I don't have VMs in here. What I do is I use VMs on an external hard drive. That's what I do. So I put that hard drive in a caddy, I connect it up, and then I point my VirtualBox to that VMs folder on the external hard drive. So when I open up my VirtualBox, if that's not connected, nothing can work. So that's how I do that. So what we're going to do here is I might just do a reboot, and just to confirm that when I did the disks scenario here and I added that as I edited the what was it, the mount options, which meant that it was going to auto mount, although that's not the same, is it? We'll see. I shall do a reboot and have a look and see what's happening. That's a bit odd that that's checked off. Okay, so we've done a reboot. I guarantee you all I've done is start up Simple Screen Recorder, so I have not checked whether this is auto mounting, so I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Well, it looks like it's working, so yep, so that's all good. So I must have been checked off because it holds that in memory and disks. So if you want to change it again, then you have to change it, I suppose. So if you want to re-edit that, then you can re-edit it, but it's holding whatever I changed before, so that's handy. That's good. So that's all up and running. So we've got Telegram installed. That's running. I'll just have to sign up to that. We got Zoom, which I used this morning for BigDaddyLinux Live. So I've already logged into that, and that worked for BigDaddyLinux Live. I had no issues with that, and that is a Flatpak. So is Telegram, and so is Kdenlive. So I haven't started up Kdenlive since I put it, I don't think. So there's Kdenlive there. So that all looks good. So hopefully that runs well without any issues, and I should be able to edit my videos and upload them to YouTube. Now, I haven't really had a good look around the system. Probably wouldn't mind changing this theme to something a little bit darker, more transparent maybe. So we've got the weather there, which is handy. Do not disturb as well, so you don't get all those some of those notifications coming up especially if I'm creating a video. You don't want notifications coming up while you're doing that, because it could be private stuff. So that's handy. Simple Screen Recorder there. They've got a little indicator there, which is handy as well. And the eject, I can eject my disk there if I wish. I can open files from there. And then you got the menu, which is this type of menu here where you scroll through those, and then you can go back and same with all the others, and we got Office there as well, so full Office there. It's handy. Evolution, no, I normally use Thunderbird, not Evolution. And I do have, I think that's the other thing I have, which I won't bother showing on here because the video is already getting too long. I think in here I also have Thunderbird somewhere, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if I Control H, then I'll be able, there it is there, .thunderbird, which goes into home:.thunderbird, same as the Mozilla. So, and there's probably a list of some of the stuff I'm going to look at doing. I've messed around with WoW USB, simple screen recorder I've done, Redshift I haven't done, but I think they've got a night light in here so I don't have to do Redshift. So these apps do change every now and then depending upon which distro I'm running. And you got ICE as well, which is the site-specific browser, which comes from Peppermint. That's a handy little tool, so I might install that as well. So we'll just have a quick look at settings, which is your typical GNOME settings anyway. Background. There's not many backgrounds to choose from. Not really keen on a lot of those backgrounds anyway. I might have to throw a few of my own in here somewhere. And you've got your typical GNOME settings anyway. Details. Zorin OS 15, that's my hardware there. Intel Iris Pro graphics, Skylake. We also have a activities overview here, which is the same as pressing hit escape to get rid of that. Hit the Windows key, you get the same thing with all your open windows showing, like so. Depends on which desktop you got going here. Was doing this menu by default at the start. I don't know how that's managed to change, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. So if we have a look, another quick look at appearance, Zorin appearance, we can do different layouts. That's a Windows type layout. And you have got the GNOME type layout there where the panel is floating just above the bottom there. So that's a little bit new. So I don't know. Must be a Zorin specific thing. And that Windows key is definitely for the activities overview. I might just put it back on the default one for now. Now the Windows key was doing this menu here, so that's really strange. You can hide your icons from the desktop if you wish. They're actually on my second screen. Title bars can go left to right. You can change your theme. You can change colors here. Oh, that's right. We've got a location service where your background can change according, I think the background, what was that again? The background changes according to the location. Your location will be used to change the desktop theme at sunrise and sunset. And we got a dark theme. So maybe that's, yeah, I like the dark theme better actually. That looks much better. We can change our fonts, we can adjust our panels, show activities button, show desktop button. Oh yeah, that's down there yet. Desktop, show desktop, which is here, show your desktop. That's handy. Auto hide, clock and calendar. So you've got a few little tweaks you can do there. So left super key can be the Zorin menu or the activities overview menu. I don't remember changing that. Somewhere, it may have been because I was messing around with the layouts, it may have changed it and it didn't change back. So if you click on that one, hit the Windows key, there's your menu. Or you click on that one and you get your activities overview. So that's the Zorin appearance. So that's my post-install setup, and I've still got a few more things to do. I just wanted to run you through some of the slightly complicated more things with app images and flatpaks. We didn't install any snaps, although snaps are there by default, so there's no problem there. I will run this for a little while, throw everything I can at it and see how it runs, but I've had no issues, no problems at all at this point in time. We do have the software center, which we've already seen. You've got your installed applications you can run through to see what's installed already. Updates there, the software is up to date. So there are a few other things I want to put on here. I might put maybe MPlayer or something like that. Could try VLC, but MPlayer is not bad. But I don't have any MPV, I think it is, MPV player. Yeah, that's MPV. That's a good player. So that's my Zorin OS 15 install and post-install setup. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting and informative. And thanks for watching.